Hello you all, this is Stephanie with Sam Designs, and I have this really cool vintage tile craft that I've been trying to get to for you for a couple weeks now. And I've been saving back my old soup cans or bean cans or vegetable cans of different shapes and sizes because I knew I wanted to do something like this, and I finally got it done today. So as you can see, I've got my Dollar Tree vintage tile that I'm completely obsessed with these days. I absolutely love these, and I've got so many ideas in mind, so you're probably going to see a few crafts coming out here for the holidays from me. And I just measured the length with a Sharpie, and then I drew it on each end, a little mark on each end, and then measured it with a ruler so I could get a straight line. And I peeled off the back of the sticky part that comes off the back. That's real easy to come off, but I wanted a smooth surface because I knew I was going to wrap it around my can. And as you can see here, I have my glue gun, and I'm gluing in about 2-inch sections, and then pressing it down really good and making sure that it sticks. So as you know, with working with a glue gun, you have to make sure that you work quick. So I glued a section and glued it, glued another section, glued it, and then you might have to cut off some of that edge before or after to make sure that you have enough, or if it overlaps, you can cut off the excess. And then once that was done and it's all on there really good, I took my red paint and just coated one coat all over it. Now, if you have a chalk paint or any other acrylic paint sitting around, that will work fine, but I love this Cardinal Red folk art paint. It's one of my favorite reds, so I have that always on hand. So I thought this was so pretty for the holidays and for Christmas, so I just used this, and I did one good coat, and then you may need to come back and touch up some little marks if you can see the tile through it, but I did not need a full second coat, so that's kind of good to know. And then I did the same thing with my second can, put that to the side, and did another good coat on this. And you just want to make sure that you get all good, all over it, all in the grooves, because when you look up close to it, these little steps are important because you want to make it look like it's real vintage tile. And I'm telling you, when this turns out at the end, it is so cool. And I just am loving this vintage tile from Dollar Tree. Love, love, love it. So just finish your coats. I did not do the bottom. I just got one really good coat all over each of them. And then the next part, you have to let it completely dry. So I let them dry for about a good hour. I had a heater around, so it helped dry it a little quicker because I wanted to get this done today. And once it's completely dry to the touch all the way around, I took my black chalk paint, and this is going to give it a more matted look, but if you have a regular acrylic paint around, that's fine too. And then I took another paintbrush and put one coat on half of the can because I wanted to work in sections again. And then with a damp, wet paper towel, I just wiped it off. So the important thing to remember here is that you don't want to paint the coat and then walk away. You need to still do this while it's wet, because this way it's going to give it all that vintagey look in the creases, and it just is so, so cool. And I started out with the brown paint and it wasn't dark enough. So if you can see a little brown paint on my first can, it's because I started with the brown, it wasn't dark enough. So I decided to go with the black, and it just really gave it so much more dimension to the can. So then I did my second one the same way, and you can let this dry. It's going to look wet at first and it'll dry. It only takes a couple minutes. And then I took my second can and did the same process. So like I said before, you want to make sure that you get all in the creases really good, because to give it that character and the real aged look, that character really stays in the grooves of the tile. So make sure, most important, that I'm getting in all the grooves there, as you see. So make sure you get in all the grooves and you don't just brush over the surface. Then once that's finished, you can just let them dry. Let them dry for a few minutes. Make sure that water dries. The black paint will dry. And this you don't have to let dry as quick as the first coat, but you can get it on your hands. That's okay. I just rinsed it off right away. I just went over it before the first one completely dried, made sure I had that vintagey look and that some parts weren't too thick. And then they were finished. I grabbed some pines out of my backyard from different trees, a variety, and I just played around with it in my other Christmas decorations to see where I wanted to set it. I love them on my entry table, and I loved it paired up with my jeweled Christmas tree. There's so many different options that you can do with this, or even just by themselves is so beautiful. So I'm so happy the way this turned out, and I really hope that you can try it. And like, the total was like $1. So send me a picture if you try one.